So, Robbie joins me after watching the Rocks again, 2-0 down to come back to draw 2-2. Different week, same story, Robbie, isn't it?
Yeah, we just got to cut them sloppy goals we're giving away, and we're giving teams, I said to the boys after the game, it wouldn't be so bad if it was 1-0, but it's 2-0 every week nearly. So, but listen, we're a young team, and what we've got to expect that there's going to be mistakes made. We're going to concede. But what we can't keep doing is in the manner we're conceding these goals. But you've got what you have to say is great credit to the players for putting a shift in, working so hard for the football club first, and going till the end. And we got the rewards, because I think this would have been the game that I would have to say, if we'd have lost this game, it would have been an absolute travesty. So for us to react to 2-0 down at half time and to come out and play the way we did, yes, we got in loads of areas in the second half we could have done better with, but to keep going, it's a testament to the players' attitude and commitment. And listen, we're disappointed, but we're over the moon with the point. And we've just got to make sure that if we apply ourselves, they did in the second half, with that intensity, pace and tempo, we'll be a handful and a match for every team in this league. So we've got to take that intensity into Tuesday now.
Well, it was exactly like last week. I think we actually started the game off quite well. And again, just like last week, could have been 2-0 up. Yeah. This week, we didn't create as many chances, but we was playing the ball around nicely. We got into some good crossing positions, but the crosses, the end product from the crossing wasn't quite there. But it was a bright start, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bright start, but like you say, once we concede a goal, it saps the life out and saps the confidence out of players. And then to go 2-0 down, and don't forget, it's a deflection and an own goal. Well, yeah. So, in terms of conceding, there's not many other ways of manners of conceding, which is good. So, but no, listen, we did do that, and like it was the same as Saturday against Potters Bar. We could have gone 2-0 up, and then before you know it, we're 2-0 down. So, but listen, I've got to say, great credit to the players, because they showed an appetite, and a lot of these are young lads still learning. I've said to them, the likes of Craney, Robbo, Calvin, Harvey, Jake Flanagan, Amadou, they're experienced players who knows what's required at this football club. Now the young lads, they see the appetite, see the desire in the second half. They have to replicate that week in and week out, and if they do that, we can have a successful time.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where I was actually speaking to a couple of the fans afterwards. They were saying a couple of seasons ago, 2-0, our heads would have gone, and we would have probably lost it 4 or 5-0. Yeah. But to show that hunger to get back into the game, it's another draw. We've only lost one game. And teams are going to be looking at us thinking, "Core, they're tough to beat."
And we've got to continue that steady progression, because we are progressing. It's going to take a little bit more time, and like I say, I keep echoing it, but we are a young team, and these experiences all the young lads get, it'll only stand them in good stead. But what we say, we've got to cut out them silly mistakes, because we will actually turn the team over quite comprehensively soon. So let's hope that's Tuesday. But what we've got to do is we've got to start how we started the second half, and then I don't see us envisage as having problems. Listen, you're not guaranteed to win every game.
It's a tough division.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think if that intensity that we play at and that cleverness, we can still do better things in the final third, whether it's a pass, shot or cross. We've got to get better with that. But they're still young lads and they're still learning. And I think Nathan was outstanding first half. Things didn't come off from second half, but he took his goal. It was a fantastic finish. So, we're really pleased, and we just got to try and kick on now.
Well, we're going on to a new signing today, Harrison Brooke. Coming on, probably getting a good half an hour in his legs. How do you think he done overall?
He done all right. He done all right. He's probably a little bit tentative, because he's going to be, he's still a young kid. But I said to him, saying to him, got to excite me. Come on, get me off the edge of the seat and try and do something. And he will do. The kid's a good player. But what it is, it takes time to bed in, up to speed, because he's not played for a number of months. And I think he'll be fine.
So, is there any more signings in the pipeline, do you think?
Well, listen, you don't know, because if you get a couple of injuries or whatever, things might change. But we'll see. We don't know yet. Keep that close to us.
Yeah. Have we got an update on Gavin? Of course, I've heard through the grapevine it's not as bad as first thought. Thankfully,
listen, when you have an injury like that, a ruptured Achilles, when you say it's not as bad,
I didn't know it was ruptured, mate.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so for Gav, it's disappointing, because he was just starting to get a leg up, and we're going to give him a run down the middle. It's disappointing for him, but listen, we hope for him a speedy recovery and be back as soon as possible.
And of course, we've got Joe Cook not in the squad today. Presume it's another injury.
It's really tricky, because he's got a badly bruised toe, so he keeps playing on it, resting it for a few days, and then it's going back the same. So we said, me and Jack thought of try to take the situation from him and say, listen, give it another week or maybe 2 weeks, and then maybe if you're pain free, you can go again.
Well, 745. Fantastic support again from the, and again it's good to see the young fans go to the players at the end, and the players communicating with them. That's what it's all about. Again, I keep saying it to you, isn't it, Blakey? How good were the fans today?
Amazing, and they spurred us on right till the end, because it's easy just to tune them down, to start mumbling and groaning and whatever, but they didn't stick with us, and we have got tremendous supporters at this club, and what we've got educated supporters as well. They see what me and Jack are trying to do with these young
improvement
lads.
That's all it is.
And we've got a steeliness and determination, we're stealing that, coupled with the quality once we get going. I can see us, we'll be all right.
Well, the thing is, after losing one game in a season against, and we played teams like Worthing, Bishop Stortford, and to only lose one game out of all of them, I don't think the fans have really.
And when you look at it, then 5 games we've probably drawn, in realistically probably at least 50% we should have won. So 2 out of them 3 we definitely should have won, maybe more. But listen, other teams can say the same thing about that as well. So listen, we've got to keep our own council sorted, keep trying to progress these young players, and they're learning on the job. So hopefully it'll drop soon and we'll be away.
We're going on to Tuesday night against a very young Leatherhead team. Again, it'll be another tough task, but I think if we can play like we did, we should have enough for them. Do you think?
Well, you never know, do you? Because you can play your best game and still lose. So what we need to do is apply ourselves, have the right commitment, which I think we have. And like I say, if we have the intensity and the tempo, and coupled with a little bit more decision making in the final third, a little bit better, we'll be a match for a Leatherhead and a handful for any team.
Well, cheers, Robbie, for the interview, and all the best. And I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you very
mate.
much.
Cheers. I'm joined by Jake Flanagan, Rocks Radio Player of the Match. Jake, another entertaining 2-2. 3 2-2s this season. Entertaining for the fans, but as players, are you a bit frustrated with the result?
Yeah, like you said, it's entertaining for the fans, but it is very frustrating for us as players, especially where we're finishing games so strong. We've spoken in the change room. We really need to stop putting ourselves on the back foot from the off, because as you're seeing in the games here, especially at home, we're battering teams in the last 45 minutes. So we need to put that to bed and give ourselves half a chance of getting 3 points, because we've got a strong team here and I believe we can do really well in the league.
Well, I was saying to a couple of the fans after the game, and I said to Blakey, a couple of seasons ago, 2-0 down, our confidence would have gone, and we probably would have gone on to lose a game 4 or 5. But it just proves to show that the players are fighting for the results. Just a couple of sloppy mistakes, but we can see you're trying. How are the players feeling about it? Do they feel like, are they frustrated?
It's sort of bittersweet in the end. We're showing great character to keep ourselves in the game, and it's never a bad thing to pick up points. But like you said, on the flip side, it's ever so frustrating dropping points, and in the past few games we feel like we've dropped points rather than saved 1 point. So it's something we need to look to improve and really try and start on the front foot in future games.
Yeah, so we're going into yourself. Of course, in the last few games before you came back to right back, you was playing in a central midfield role. Where's your favourite position? Do you like it on the right-hand side of the fence, or do you like playing in that centre midfield?
Well, I grew up playing in midfield, but in recent years I felt more comfortable at right back. I just feel like I suit that position a bit more, and I feel like I can express myself down that line quite a bit when I get the space and time on the ball.
Well, it's one of them ones where you put in some great crosses today. Unfortunately, we couldn't be on the end of them, but all in all, I thought you had a fantastic game, and we go on to Tuesday against Leatherhead. Yep. Another tough game, but they lost 7-0 today, so of course they're going to be up for it. Yep. But cheers, Jake, appreciate the interview.
I appreciate that. Thanks for the fans for getting down here and supporting us.